Hey people, Intro here, 53 Faction War. This is Estia Province and Space Marines versus Imperial Guard. For the Blue Space Marine team, Soul Reaver is a Force Commander, versatile frontline hero with powerful offense, disruption and support for the Emperor and all that good stuff, alongside Jeff, rocking an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura, alongside rounding off the team, Wolfguard, and a Techmarine starts off with a ranged weapon, can get a melee loadout, supports with structures and repairs. He's got a bolt gun in it. This is the Black Templars elite scheme. For the Red Guard, two Inquisitors. Someone's in trouble. This is Molek, and this is Last Phoenix with the Vostroyan Firstborn here. An offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. And rounding off the teams, the Tenso, with a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, really strong defense and support, can also add to the retinue. And this is also Vostroyan Firstborn. Kicking off in the mid then, is it? Apothecary backing off there. All three guard heroes have shown up to the mid. Force Commander gets Hammer of the Witches to the face, and a whole bunch of las guns too. Bolt of Fire now tearing through some guards, and Inquisitor in on the scouts. Nope, goes for the attacks and gets a really good special back towards the mid there. Some buildable cover going up. Sentinel being repaired. The only Sentinel on the field. Techmarine down, thanks to a Hammer of the Witches from Last Phoenix. Apothecary, you okay there, bud? Apothecary's not okay. Early Laramans, maybe. The Tactical Marines do not drop a model, I think. The Scouts did for Jeff. For Soul Reaver, shotguns coming in. Inquisitor giving chase. These tacks have dropped a model here. There's a shotgun blast though. Now they're going to try and melee her to death. Retreating units take 30% more damage from melee attacks. But the Inquisitor leaves. And now we see some power bashing. So this is the first 2.11 or 2.11 as I'll call it, game that I've casted. Finally, this patch was released like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Early June. But I had so many replays on the last version, as is often the case, so I stick with it for a little while. Thanks to everyone who's sent in replays for 2.11 now. I've already got a little stash of them. And there's many changes, most of which I will forget. Had a quick look at the notes before I jumped in here, but am I going to remember stuff? Who knows? This power's being decapped here. On the southeast, another natural power, only 2 gens. I'm not sure if it was touched. Don't think it was. Gotta take back your wreck point, fellas. Wolfguard's on the warpath. Apothecary's level 2. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm gonna assume Jeff rebought and then revived Wolfguard. That's what we're gonna assume. Apothecary in on some guardsmen there. Chainsaw doing work. Kraken bolts popped for extra damage versus heavy infantry armor, which is what the Sentinel actually uses, despite being a vehicle. 20% boost. Also applies to melee attacks, which is quite handy when you're fighting Chaos Space Marines, because they'll often force melee onto Tactical Marines because of their superior melee damage ordinarily. Hammer of the Witches for those Force Commander's been really frustrated by that so far, isn't he? Devastator's on the way for Soul Reaver. Assault Squad on the way for Jeff. Wolfguard already has an Assault Squad. 400 hit points of heavy infantry armor per model, and they can jump on you and knock you over. Bad news for a triple guardsman there. Maybe we'll see some power melee coming in from the Inquisitors and the Holy Brazier. No sign of it yet. The Lord General has a new upgrade in 2.11, by the way. He can get shotguns, which is quite fun. Can no longer get the grenade launcher, I believe. They just removed it. So the shotguns now give him the move. Inquisitor with the Hammer of the Witches. Cracks one of those tacks. Now she's trying to kill one before she leaves. Couldn't quite do it. And this is the assist from the Tenso. No war gear yet that I can see. Spotters on the field for the Tenso. They adjusted how these guys work, because apparently they had some bizarre behavior where the distance between the squad and their shell dictated how much damage it did for some reason. So they removed all that weirdness that weird way it was implemented, and it now just does a base damage. Reliable base damage. So before, if you had your squad right next to your target, you'd do a huge hit. 470 to 462. Assault squad there for Jeff. Has not replaced his scouts, who died over there, look. Very even on the VPs. Looks like it's going to be 2-1 for the Space Marines here, and Tax with a flamer onto the power. These guys are quite low hit points though. Going straight for the node here. Node's a lot tougher to take down compared to the gens. 800 hit points to 600. Vengeance rounds ripping against that Sentinel, but there's the artillery spotters to shut them down with a smoke shell. They got the node, but that was it. Tax is still in play. Precariously low. Here comes Ham of the Witches, and it does indeed kill one. The flamer switches to another model there, which can sometimes be advantageous when you've got like a missile launcher or something. Ouch, nasty grenade back there. You can shoot your missile, and then the model that had the missile dies, switches to another, and you instantly shoot the missile again. I'm not sure if there's something they could do to fix that. But it's like the cooldown of the weapon. You can't apply that to a model that doesn't have it, I don't think. Well, who knows? Maybe they don't want to fix it. Maybe it's a happy little Emperor accident. Bane Wolf on the field for Molek. Unique unit to the Inquisitor, so you can call them in. Other fellas going for Chimeras. Has a chem cannon on it that can dissolve structures, as you're seeing here. Debuff infantry, do some good damage to them too. It's focused on power bashing at the moment. Missile launcher coming in for these attacks. We know that these guys have advanced targeting too. Techmarine, any anti-vehicle? Nope. These guys also getting a missile launcher. Can they take it down? That's a big rear armor hit. I think they may have this Bane Wolf done, you know. These guys need to move. They needed to keep moving there so that they were ready to shoot it again. Oh, these guys cancelled their missile launcher, and the Bane Wolf gets away. I think these guys could have finished it, you know. You need to shoot and move a lot of the time when you got missile launchers. Or missile launcher. You want to get into position immediately for the next shot. Assault squad here with the Sergeant and Thunder and Lightning for a melter bomb. Sentinel still around, does have ground pound, but no sign of missile launcher. Assault squad jumping in. Gonna attach a melter bomb to something, well, when they're not stunned anyway. Apothecary's here to support, almost level 3. Looks like the Space Marines have been pushed off that west side now. So it's going to turn red. I think they did get a forward cap on that wreck point, thanks to Soul Reaver. Plasma Guardsmen here for the Tenso, 2 of them. So they changed the Guardsmen now. When you have both of their squad leaders, they no longer reinforce 3 at a time. They still reinforce 2 at a time, but they do it for reduced cost. Because sometimes if you lost 2 models, the 3 at a time reinforcement wouldn't benefit you at all. So now they get that reduced cost, and it benefits them all the time. Melter bomb, is that going to kill it? Ooh, almost. That was on rear armor. 3 hit points left. A bolt, a bolt pistol might do it. No, it's gone. Apothecary off the field. These guys have been judged. Hammer of the Witch is on them. Well, they are being judged. She always gives you a chance, the Inquisitor, doesn't she? Chem Cannon slows down the Force Commander, who goes Power Fist time. He's sick of this Bane Wolf, I guess. These guys still with their flame, where they can swap it out, but you need to pay every time. There's Flesh over Steel to shut down the Chimera. Can the Power Fist get it done? Not quite. I wonder if it was worth him running around the back. Oh, one more hit will do it. The Bane Wolf stopped there for a second, but we see that debuff on the speed, and it gets away again. This is the Tenso. Bunch of plasma guns, missile launcher, Sentinel, and that Chimera reinforcing these guys. They can reinforce off the Chimera. Bane Wolf pushing forward again seems risky. Heavy turret dropped in by the Tenso. That thing has vehicle armor. Goes after it with his teleporter. Can't use Flesh over Steel though. It might have been on cooldown anyway, but he didn't have the energy for it, even if it wasn't. And there's Librarian for Soul Reaver. Dreadnought up for Wolfguard. Already crumping on stuff, is it? He's got the assault cannon. Oh, look at this. Lord General with his sniper rifle, his retinue buddies now get these long lasers, look, with scopes, which is quite fun. So that might be a decent amount of burst damage. I wonder if they all target independently or if they're all focused on the same model. It might be slightly different depending on their distances and stuff. Another missile shot going in on that Chimera. The Bane Wolf has been got. It is gone. Some levels coming through. Oh, the Bane Wolf is here. Last Phoenix had a Chimera that was down. Anointed Power Axe on the Apothecary. Maybe they try and focus on those Inquisitors and stop them having a bunch of energy to do stuff. Because it drains energy, this thing. Also has combat stims and improved medical equipment. Force barrier and then a retreat. A bit of a weird retreat, but he's off. Down goes the Bane Wolf, finally. It's just Tenso's Chimera in terms of vehicles, although, as I said, this thing has vehicle armor. And a Sentinel still around. Dreadnought backing off. Librarian also in for Jeff. That was the one we saw. Both have the Force Staff, though. I think his lightning hand shot there missed the Inquisitor, who is judging something. Not sure. Probably something that ran away in it. Assault Squad jumping in on the Lord General. Derek and Nigel are okay. Happy with their new armaments, I think. 4-2-1-3-8-1. Missile launch attacks. Eating shots from the Sentinel missiles. They did get a heal. Quite painful hits they're taking. It's much more efficient to try and take down this Sentinel with plasma or inferno damage than a slow-firing missile launcher. Apothecary falls. Oh, Force Commander's having a go though, isn't he? Has he got Artificer? No. There was a game-wide like nerf of stuff that gives health regen. Mostly hero war gears, of course. But even units that had like improved regen for some reason or another, a lot of those got toned down as well, like Vanguard veterans, for example. But his Artificer armor will have less health regen now. Heroes a bit more killable. They are holding the line over here, the guard. Go here, says Soul Reaver. Tier 3 for Jeff. Wolfguard already there. Lehman Russ coming out. Stormblade coming out. And there's tier 3 for the Tenso too. Is Soul Reaver going tier 3? No sign of it yet. Already has the red for Terminators. Seems to be floating. I don't think he wants a Dreadnought or anything. Here's the Lehman Russ then, from Last Phoenix. Starts off as a really high health tank with a big old autocannon on it. Good decap there from those scouts. Guard pushing on the power. Couple of gens down already. Assault Squad getting in there, but they are eating plasmas from everywhere. And there's that Inferno pistol as well, of course. Hammer of the Witches goes in. They held their own for a while. There wasn't a whole lot of support for them, really. Liber Heresius for the Inquisitor of Molek. Whole bunch of energy and stuff. 347 to 381. VP's pretty even. 2-1 for the guard, though. Devastator's coming through for Jeff now. Stormblade almost up for Molek. Apothecary cleaving through some guardies level 4. Haven't really seen him go after the heroes. Seems like a bit of a waste to get an anointed power axe and go after some guardsmen with it. It may be just for having lots of energy, I guess. But you typically see that with Arm of the Apothecarian. I guess it'll let him throw out the heal and the combat stims whenever he wants. Or whenever he can. Soul Reaver does go to tier 3. And the Stormblade is moving down that west side. Going to show up on this VP soon. Here's a las cannon for Jeff. Sensing a big old super heavy tank maybe. Because we haven't seen much coming out from Molek in tier 2. Ouch. Plasma's just ripping through those devs. Easy target for the Dreadnought. Assault Cannon Barrage. And those guys are gone. Oh, the attack sergeant went down. A little bit unlucky there. Force Commander, where you going, bud? He's level 3. There's that Stormblade with the big old plasma blast gun on it. Can't turn that turret, need to turn the entire tank. It's also got las cannons and heavy bolters, of course. I don't think there were any changes to it. Boom, that's what it does. Devastator's wiped. Those guys had a las cannon too. Okay, Vanguard veterans are in with a power fist. Can they get onto rear armor? Maybe. We're on the side at the moment. That was a ouch. Just wiped out some tax, did it? Yeah, wiped out Jeff's tax. That was the overcharged plasma. Does that leave a marker? I was going to say you should have just moved that away to marker, Jeff, but I'm not sure if it does. I think it does. But I was zoomed in on the Vanguard veteran fellas. They're going after the Sentinel. Not sure why. They get stomped for it. Chimera goes down though. And they're now running. Flesh over steel. I don't think he'll be able to get it down, but he'll do a bunch of damage to it, won't he? Bunch of plasma to his face, runs away. Was it well judged? Seems alright. 13 hit points. He's made it away. Another Leman Russ for Last Phoenix. Some Terminators for Wolfguard, Cyclone Missile Launcher, and Terminator's Cyclone Missile Launcher for Soul Reaver. So Terminator's got some buffs across the board. These days, of course, limited to 1. All of their war gear options are basically a bit cheaper, and Cyclone Missile Launcher is back to a 45-second cooldown rather than 60 since it's limited to 1. Well, 1 per player. It's a really bloody good weapon again. I think it still was at 60 seconds as well. Stormlord, sorry, on the way for the Tenso. So they've got a Stormblade, 3 Leman Russes, and soon to be a Stormlord to deal with. Well, they've got the Cyclones. They've got the Cyclones for it. I was thinking he has a librarian already, that he should go for the Assault Terminators with the hammers, but we'll see how these Cyclone Missile Launchers do, eh? Bunker being dropped in. Most likely a repair bunker, but we'll see. Nobody's on this VP at the moment. Flesh over steel. Flesh over steel on the Leman Russ with some rear armor hits too. And there's the Cyclone Missile Launcher barrage. Some decent hits, but it's a relatively small target, especially when it's front or rear facing you. So not all the missiles are going to hit unless you're kind of point blank range or something. Rocket Run and the Purgatus. Some good hits there too. Look at that line of vehicles. That's a big old line of vehicles, and that's a repair bunker repairing all that stuff. Vanguard veterans jumping in. Not for long though. Las cannons are getting shots. Look at them. Big damage to that Stormblade. They're going to get the Stormblade, I think. Cyclone coming in. Stormblade is down. Apothecary in there running interference, drawing some fire. Need to make sure they look after their las cannons, I think, eh? And the Force Commander should be using a lot of for the Emperor stuff. His global combat stims are also going to be really useful for the 30% damage buff on some las cannons, for example. Can't use it when he's running away, of course. So the Lord General goes for the Cat, and this is Terminators. For Jeff, I assume another Cyclone Missile Launcher, but we will see. Oh wow. Execution Leman Russ just deleted those Devastators there. They were trying to reposition. It didn't work out. 245 to 376. What are these scouts up to? They are being judged. Being sneaky. Just gaining some intel, I guess. Look at the damage to these Terminators already. Good grief. They are indeed getting Cyclone Missile Launcher, now costing 50 power. Level 4 Force Commander. Does have Artificer Armor in. Teleports. Gets the Flesh over Steel. This is the Stormlord. Las Cannon's getting shots. And then gets deleted by double Leman Russes with Executioners. Good grief. I mean, they have 2 Librarians. Maybe they could be a bit more aggressive with the Terminators in terms of getting some Power Fist hits on things when there's a Flesh over Steel and stuff. Something sneaky through here. Decapping Scouts. We do have Orbs of the Omnissiah for the Techmarine. Signum Armor and the Melter Gun maybe would be good as well. But of course, all that stuff costs your resources. And he may want something else like a Land Raider with it. Cyclone Missile Launcher Barrage, getting some really good hits. Can they get the Leman Russ? Wow, another Devastator squad gets deleted. Force Barrier. See, Soul Reaver has a Librarian. Those guys could have teleported in and finished it off with Power Fists maybe. They got it. Cyclone gets it. Cyclone from Wolfguard, I believe. What am I hearing over here? Oh. Librarian gets the decap. 245 to 333. Another Leman Russ on the way for Last Phoenix. Having pretty good success with these Executioners at the moment. They've been quite killy. Gotta destroy the bunker, says Wolfguard. Maybe we'll see a nuke dropped on it. Wolfguard can nuke it with an orbital bombardment, which I think a beam will one-shot a bunker. Another Las Cannon in play. This one is Soul Reaver, that Stormlord with a big old Vulcan Mega Bolter on the front, doing huge damage to heavy infantry. Just outrageous DPS, look at that. Another Cyclone shot. Some good hits, and another one. Some really, really good hits from that one from Jeff. I think every single projectile hit that time. Force Commander also in there. Even the Apothecary's going after it, but they get it. Las Cannon's got it. A little bit sloppy there from the Tenso. I don't think he needed to push up the tank like that. You have the VP. You have the line. Vanguard Veterans going to try and take this heavy turret down with their Power Fist and stuff. There's a really good orb throw into a nuke from Wolfguard. They are going to get the turret, I think. Just getting some decent shots on those Terminators, though, eh? Okay, now they can move again. They avoided the worst of the beams. But it was still some decent damage. Techmarine goes down. Oh, Terminator's very low over there. Inquisitor's going after them. We know that Inquisitors can be really strong against Terminators. There's Hammer of the Witches. And I think they're going to go down. Inquisitor went down. Yep, Leman Russ finished off those Terminators there. Big, big loss. Those Cyclones are doing work, eh? I mean, big losses on both sides. The Guard have lost a bunch of vehicles, but they're churning them out. Another Stormblade on the way from Molek. Librarian getting some work done, eh? 2 of them there. Those Inspirations on kill. Couldn't quite kill a squad, though, I think. This guy's around. 35 hit points. More Las Cannon. Soul Reaver not using for the Emperor very much, is he? Not that I've seen anyway. Maybe he wants more Terminators. Power Fist does the work. Takes down the Leman Russ. Level 5. Oh, Rocket Run. Second strike didn't do a whole lot. Oh, it wiped out the Scouts, I think. 226 to 233. Very, very close on the VPs. Here's those Kassakin with those rapid-firing plasma guns, though. Look at that. And now they run. But they're going to be nasty DPS to deal with. Molek has nothing on the field, by the way. Comments on all of the Devastators yet. They've got 3 Las Cannons up, and they've lost about 3 of them, I think. More devs for Jeff. Urgatus messes up the assault squad, and a orbital bombardment chucked in there. I don't think that was great usage of it. Backed off the tanks, maybe. Almost wiped those guys. But I think you could have saved that red for Terminators or just your general globals. think that was Soul Reaver. I think. A Whirlwind coming in now for Jeff. Another good choice. Good disruption, and it has that Hunter-Killer missile on it. Molek's got the Stormblade up. 2-1 for the Space Marines, though, pushing up here. Those guys are being judged. And that's what that Plasma Blast Gun can do, as we've seen. Vanguard veterans flee. Las Cannons setting up, though. Yeah, try and keep them separated because of rocket runs and things. And creeping barrages, too. Overcharged plasma, was that? That was a regular shot on the Force Commander's face. Doesn't do much to heroes. Techmarine levels to 5. Still doesn't have anything else. No Signum, eh? So it's another Stormlord for the Tenso and a Leman Russ for Molek. You can reinforce off that Stormlord, right? You can also jump inside of it. Doesn't give you any health regen though or anything. Kasrkin were going for the VP. Now they flee. They have that really handy sprint when they have the Sergeant. And I think he now gives them a bit of a health boost. Yeah, look at that. 2281 hit points at level 2. That is a lot. It's a lot of hit points to get through to whack those guys. Sentinel goes down as a pretty heroic Sentinel to be alive this long. What was that? Oh, that was Judgment, I think, going off maybe. I thought it was Hammer of the Witches, but they didn't get stunned. Cyclone's going in. Force Commander's in there too. Purgatus goes off. One Leman Russ went down, as we saw. Lord General goes down. Power Fist Terminators on the Stormblade. And Las Cannon's getting shots. Here come the Vanguard veterans now. Bunch of repairs and plasma guns. But I think it's going to go down. It does. What was the stun? Oh, did it try to use overcharge? I thought it got orbed or something, but I don't think the Techmarine was over there. No, it's on the other side of the map. It's just a weapon shut down from the overcharge. Here's another Stormlord then, isn't it? Look at the damage from the Executioner. Those guys all bunched up, having to teleport away. Didn't drop a model though. There's the Apothecary. He's running off so he can't heal them. Level 7, he's got a big fat heal. We have 2 Manticores now for Last Phoenix. Scouts, oh, very sneakily getting a full cap there. Well played. Triple now for the Space Marines. 226, 52. An army of Las Cannons and the Cyclone missile launchers getting it done, eh? Wolfguard now has a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Down to a single cap. Do you have the mandate? You do have the mandate, and there's Purgatus. She may be able to actually get the cap here. Oh, she gives up the cap to get Hammer of the Witches. Maybe she used her mandate already to get the decap in the first place. There's that Whirlwind. Oh, look at it. Now has sound effects. Awesome. I don't think that missile launcher had sound effects before. Down to 38 hit points. The Imperial Guard. Stormlord pushing up as it has to. Flesh over Steel's on it though. Or maybe it was Flesh over Steel that I saw before. Maybe the Force Commander was in there and I didn't see him. Tons of damage on the Stormblade. Force Commander's trying to get hits on it. There he goes. I think he's on rear armor too. And there's a Melter Bomb also. And the Land Raider Redeemer shows up. Does have that multi-melter on the front. Roll on the top if he gets close enough. Down goes a Stormlord. Didn't need that multi-melter. Down to 20 VPs, the Imperial Guard. Space Marines have turned it around. They were on the back foot for a while against like endless vehicles, but they got their anti-vehicle working, that's for sure. Down to 17 VPs. The Guard, and there's the 1-to-1 cap. More Cyclones going in. Apothecary goes down. I guess you can combat stim them when they're using the Cyclones, right? It doesn't only improve weapon damage, I don't think. More Cyclone. Big hits there. Big fat hits. Again, reinforced off this Land Raider. Fellas can also retreat back to it. You see here these assault squad fellas doing so. 226 to 14, single cap for the Space Marines. That's the Techmarine going down, getting a decap over there. Orbital thrown in. Bunker coming down. 1-to-1 cap on 4 VPs, another Lehman Russ force. I don't think these beams are going to do too much. Librarian trying to get a cap now. More Cyclones, more Whirlwind. Couldn't quite get it done. Tenso says GG though. Lost too much. Baneblade on the way for Last Phoenix. Maybe they needed to like pump out some more guardsmen for many repair. Tons of repair support. Can't quite get this last cap, eh? The Terminators could probably tough it out. These guys with full hit points. They really dealt with our armor, says the Tenso. Yeah, they sure did. Heal from the Apothecary. Here comes a Manticore strike. Some big hits. That was Judgment going off too. Terminators are trying to cap it. I don't know why these guys aren't doing it. They want to go destroy stuff. Another Manticore strike. Those Terminators actually wiped over there. Smite thrown in. A Cyclone from the side. Did that destroy 2 vehicles? I think the Assault Squad were helping out. Inquisitor levels to 9 for Molek. But can they cap a VP? Well, there's this. The Techmarine gets a decap here. That will give a single. There's the single. And I think that is a Space Marine victory. GG indeed. What a fun game. Many and much destruction. Level 7 Force Commander here. Did some really good work teleporting in with Power Fists so many times. Was able to make it work. You'd think with double Inquisitors around it would be difficult. With Hammer of the Witches and Purgatus. But he made it work. Level 9 Apothecary here. Still not sure what the axe was about. Seemed to be attacking vehicles quite a lot with it. But hey, he's got level 9. It made sure his energy was topped up all the time as well, isn't it? Level 5 Techmarine. Inquisitor level 9, Inquisitor level 6, and the Lord General down at level 8. But there you have it, guys. Big thanks to these guys for playing a faction war for us. And of course, the Tenso for sending it in. And I'll see ya next time.